when the whore confesses. Alright, here's the backstory, man. If you knew me in middle school, high school, I have kind of always had this reputation around myself of slut, whore, promiscuous, frisky, whatever. And I kind of just accepted it. I was like, well, if you're gonna call me that for doing shit that I'm not even doing, then I'm gonna go out and live my fucking life and do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? And that was my mentality at the time. Is I'm gonna live my life and do what I want to do. You know, looking back, it's actually like really, 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 really quite sad. It's really fucking sad. I'm not gonna sit here and defend my actions and say, oh, it's all right if, you know, you're a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old getting picked up by grown men to go and like fuck in the back of like the street or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that that's all right. But I'm gonna sit here and say no one sat down and had that conversation with me. No one sat down face to face. Oh, Katie, like, you should know these things, da da da, it's common sense. And it's really not. You see sex being used as a political agenda. If you are raised super fucking lonely and no one pays attention to you, and especially as a woman, and you start realizing, oh, I get attention. I don't even have to be smart, funny, whatever. Even if you are, it's really fucking easy to get a little bit of attention with your body as a woman. Even if it's for 15 minutes, how fucking sad is that? But I just feel like a great injustice was done, you know? Like, no one sat down with me and told me that this is, like, not wrong morally, but that later on I'm gonna have to go back and pick up the things that I left with those people who took my body that didn't deserve my body. That I'm gonna have to cry and cry and cry and cry, trying to heal myself. Because no one talked to me. In fact, there was even girls, women, who were pulling me and encouraging me to go and do these things. Older girls pulling me to go and have sex with these people in high school and this and that. And I just feel very taken advantage of, because at the end of the day, I can admit the fact that, like, I was a lost little person and I wanted to fit in somewhere and I wanted people to give a fuck about me. And if that's what it took, whatever, it's just my body, it doesn't matter. Do we not realize this is how people think? It's not just me. There are many, 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 many women being put in these compromising situations because they don't have the self-worth. Because no one sat down with them and talked to them about how important they are, how valued they are, how sacred their body is, their power. Now I have to clean up the mess inside of myself from letting dirty men that didn't even deserve to touch me take whole pieces of me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No more will I carry around these traumas and these aches and these shames and this guilt. No longer will I allow it to sit in the back, because at the end of the day, all of that was just an expression of a little girl who wanted someone to love her, who wanted to feel intimate, who wanted to feel valuable. How tragic and sad. Often act out of their ignorance. We have to have compassion for this, that they don't know any better, da da da. But it's like, if you see someone fucking up, and I'm reading a lot about this in my child development book, if someone's fucking up, it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and scream at you because you're exhibiting this behavior that's ultimately saying, I need help. I'm not gonna sit here and yell at you. I'm gonna sit down and connect and understand what's going on and have a real fucking conversation with you. And that's not what happens. Instead, people talk shit about you. People alienate you even more. The people who are supposed to love you and supposed to be there for you, oftentimes they're the ones talking shit to the people who are talking shit to them about you. You know? This is just to all the girls out there. Younger, older, whatever. And you may not understand it now, but you will save yourself a whole lot of heartbreak later if you cut this habit of having mindless sex with people, giving your body to people who don't deserve you, chasing people who don't deserve you. If you are chasing somebody, telltale sign. They don't deserve you. They cannot see the value that is inside of you. And you may not be able to see the value that is inside of you yet. Yet. Cultivate that. That is the most important thing that you could ever do for yourself. You deserve to walk through life not feeling obligated to give pieces of yourself, to violate yourself, to keep the peace, or to appease others, or to what the fuck ever. You deserve to be free in your own right. You deserve to be able to sit in a moment without feeling the crushing weight of all of this guilt and all of this shame that has been accumulated from years and years and years and years of these patterns. It's time to heal ourselves. It's time to reconcile with ourselves. It's time to cry with ourselves and say, hey, listen, babe, I'm sorry for putting you in all of those situations. I'm sorry that I didn't say stop when I knew that you needed me to stop. That's the real conversation. It's not a conversation with that girl you don't like. It's not a conversation with your ex that you fucking hate. It's not it's not a conversation with God. Fuck, I'm so mad at you. Why am I here? It's a conversation with yourself. You need to forgive yourself for the things that you've done to yourself. You need to forgive yourself for the things that were done to you. Say, hey, I love you. I see where you're at. I see where you've been, and that's not right. And that's not okay. And that's a crime against humanity, a crime against the soul, and a crime against love. And because no one else was there for you, I am there for you. And you are going to be the only person in this life who will ever be able to give that to you. No one else will give you the peace, the serenity, the joy, the fullness of heart. As amazing as other people are and as good as their love feels sometimes, you have to live with you. And no one tells you, at least not in my fucking house, that the choices that you make are going to affect you later on down the line. Not just in regards to other people, but your soul health, your emotional health, whether or not you can laugh today or smile today. No one tells you that those little choices that you're making, those patterns that you're creating, you're stealing that away from yourself. It's time to take back your power, not just from men, not just from whatever, but from yourself. It's not fair that the women who are called whores and sluts and who feel like they need to go and do those things to feel loved, it's not fair that they're further criticized and judged because of what the fuck ever, because of misunderstanding. Honey, that's the reason why whores stick together and sluts stick together. It's because we understand that at the end of the day, this shit hurts. No one walks away from those encounters giving yourself away like that, feeling good. It's a self-worth issue. It's a self-respect issue. It's a, hey, honestly, I don't know how valuable I am, and this is what I think that I have to do to get love. And aren't we just so cute little humans? We need love, and we will do anything for it. Is that honestly so wrong? Instead of judging people, instead of looking at that girl like, oh, da-da-da-da-da, maybe like sit the fuck down and understand that these are our sisters. These women are our sisters, and if you were to sit down across from one of them and have a conversation about a quarter of the stories in her life, you would be so humbled and disappointed at the fact that you ever passed a judgment. And that's just the fact of the matter. Get the fuck off of your high horse and come back down to human level, and let's connect like humans. Let's love each other like humans, like sisters and brothers who need each other, who need understanding, who don't need out here support, who need in here support, who need to be able to look across and say, hey, I deal with this shit too. I've dealt with this shit too. No one told me how to figure it out, but here I am figuring it out, so let me help you figure it out too, and we're gonna do this together, because that's what matters. So, that's gonna be it for today. This is great.